catch it. Never mind.
Well, we're on, so
Just call
Okay.
the meeting to order and we'll talk.
Is there an agenda, an extra copy?
Oh, yeah.
You got it? You want, okay, here.
Whoever has it. Okay. All right, do I have to bang the gavel and start?
Call the meeting order.
All right, calling the meeting to order. at-
All right.
Thank you. At 4 o'clock. The first agenda on the item is the approval of the minutes from the January 25th meeting.
Move to approve the minutes?
Second?
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Passes? I don't need to do the gavel again, do I?
No.
Sorry, okay. All right, item 3 on the agenda is citizens to be heard regarding items not on the agenda.
Good afternoon. I'm Kathleen Beckman. I'm a Clearwater resident. Wanted to say thank you for serving on this advisory board. I wanted to draw your attention to a couple of opportunities that I think we have, that you all have on the Sister City Board. So I was really proud that last year the council approved the Sister City relationship with Ixmiquilpan in the Hidalgo state of Mexico. And that's phenomenal, but that's been over 6 months ago. And I would say that on this agenda, I don't see any indication of touching base with what we're doing with that relationship. And you all only meet quarterly, 4 times a year. And so there are some, I think we need updates on what are we doing to engage our residents with Mexican heritage, especially from Ixmiquilpan, which we have thousands of them here in Clearwater. So I think they advocated for that sister city designation, and we need to make sure that that we're engaging with them. And so I would think that, you know, we have Cinco de Mayo coming up in May. You guys don't have this on the agenda, and so that'll be missed because your next meeting isn't until after May. There is a sister city, or there is a summer camp that's dedicated to children from that, some teachers. It's a teacher exchange from the Hidalgonese part of Mexico every summer. And they have a wonderful celebration at the end of the summer where they celebrate food and dance and art and culture and music. And I think we really can use that, that relationship that's already set up to amplify it, support it, and really champion that engagement. We also have National Hispanic Heritage Month in September and October coming up, which may coincide with our grand opening of the Mercado, which is a more of a Hispanic-themed park area in the East Gateway. That should be on an agenda to start getting your feedback and support. And you can voice your support or make recommendations to the council as well. I would think you could take advantage of engagement with our Hispanic Outreach Center. Maybe have, and again, this might be part of might be part of the Clearwater Art and Design Board as far as celebrating that kind of art and culture. But you guys could be working together, I think, as well. And I think that's about it. So I just think as we do have 2 sister city relationships now, it should be addressed on every sister city meeting. What's the update? What are we doing with Ixmiquilpan? Because truly, that's where we have, like I said, thousands of residents who are from that region and area, and we really need to take advantage and celebrate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other residents?
Are there any other citizens?
Hello, how
Hello.
are you?
Good.
Okay.
I'm Juan Mascajay. I've been here before. I know some of the members. Like Miss Kathleen said, Hidalguenses has been here for over 30 years. It's a great community. We've been working with the program it's called exchange teachers. The U.S. teachers go to Mexico, and the Mexican teachers come here to work with the kids during the summer. We've been doing this for over 20 years, and we would like to ask the city to be part of these excellent work that the teacher does every year. And of course, I'm happy to be part of the city, to be part of the community. We have a lot of things to offer to the society. And of course, raise the kids and give them a great education, I think is a good thing for our city, our community. And of course, to do this program, we need the resources. And I'm wondering if the city has any program to support nonprofit organizations for these kind of activities. I am a president of the Florida Federations, so I am very close to the community, and I know all the needs that the community has. Thank you for allowing me to speak. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Do we have your contact info, sir?
Yes. Should I give it to you right now?
Sure, please.
All right. My name is Juan, Juan. My last name is Vashkahai. It's B as in boy, AXCAJAY. My phone number is 727-418-9557. Do you need my email address?
Sure.
All right. My name, JUAN @FEDHIF.com.
Could you repeat that? I know
The-
one, but at what?
At FEDHIF.com.
Okay.
Thank you.
sir. Thank you.
Are there any other citizens to be heard? Maybe this is for Amber as a point of clarification. With this board as the advisory council, it's supporting things that can be done, but there aren't organizational decisions that we make. We're advising, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Do you have any thing to add regarding?
I have a
What-
lot of updates on
Okay,
that's where you're going.
So we're going to
so
save
I
it for the
can-
updates?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's included in the agenda, but wasn't specific.
Some of it, yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, item 4.1, or under new business items, we have the discussion of dates for the delegation trip to Nagano, Japan.
Amber Bryce, Arts and Cultural Affairs Manager. The dates for the delegation to travel to Nagano have been set. I'm going to throw some dates at you, so if you all have your pens ready. We're set to go from October 8th to the 18th, which is a Tuesday to a Friday. 2 of those days are full travel days. The Sister City Advisory Board members have been invited to attend. Advisory Board members can bring a partner or spouse, but the extra traveler must pay their own way. We're estimating the cost of plus ones to be around $3,000 conservatively, which would include airfare, train tickets, and food. Some other important dates. Delegation members must let me know if they are attending the delegation by May 3rd, earlier if possible. Delegation members must have valid passports submitted by July 1st, again, earlier if possible. If your passport expires within 6 months of travel, either way, meaning before April 2025, you will need to renew your passport before we can participate in the delegation. Some airlines in certain countries do not let you travel if you don't have 6 months of validity on your passport, so we're asking everybody to renew early to be safe. We are working on developing and scheduling orientations for this trip, so at least 2 orientations will be required to be a part of the delegation.
Any questions?
Did you say that May 3rd is the date to let you know who's going to be coming?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, then we can move to 4.2, discuss Japanese middle school exchange trip. Is that for me? Yes.
Yeah. No, ours.
Oh, from those that came to visit
So we
us.
had 10 Japanese middle school exchange students and 2 teacher chaperones visit Clearwater on March 20th through the 26th. On the Friday of their visit, we had a potluck dinner where the students gave a presentation about their city and school. We had almost 60 people attend, which was great. On Monday, before their departure, we had our Clearwater Day. We started at the Clearwater Main Library, this building, and we showed the students all the cool things this library has to offer. We took them up to the rooftop to view Coachman Park and the water. And then we went to the Phillies' last spring training game of the year, and they were introduced on the field before the game, which was a really cool experience for them and for me too. I would really like to thank Jason Adams, the GM for the Clearwater Threshers, who was able to reserve some really great seats for us and the students. Also, Robert Stretch, the community engagement and media manager for the Threshers, who was involved in having the students be introduced before the game. I also really wanted to thank city staff and board members who stepped up to host some of the students. So Robert Cantor, who's not here, board member Robert Cantor, his family hosted one of the students. Also, Melody Yin in sustainability hosted one of the teachers. Sarah Kessler in engineering hosted one of the teachers. And then police officer Paul Durance and his family hosted one of the students. And we also had police sergeant Corey Lensden and his wife, police officer Tracy Lensden, also hosted a student. So it was a very big group this time. We were getting down to the wire with host families, so we were really happy. We have such great employees that stepped up and helped make this a wonderful experience for the students and teachers.
Just a point of note, Mr. Durance is also one of the parents of the students traveling to Japan, so it's a really great opportunity for that student to have that exposure before they go overseas.
Yes. And just on that note, we're always accepting applications for local homestay families. So you can find the application on our website, myclearwater.com, and search Sister Cities.
Right. Any questions on 4.2? All right, I'll move to 4.3, introduce Clearwater resident high school students selected for the exchange trip in summer.
So lastly, I would like to introduce the students who were selected to be the recipients of the scholarship for the high school trip to Nagano this summer. These scholarships are given to high school students who are Clearwater residents regardless of where they attend school. They went through an application process and the top candidates were asked to interview. I think we have a really great group this year. And the first one is our very own Sister City Advisory Board member, Indira Yankira. Also, she attends Dunedin High School. We also had Jenna Allendary and Robert Kopek, who both attend Palm Harbor University High School, and Tai Chang, who attends Countryside High School. So Robert's family hosted 2 of the high school exchange students in October, and Tai made friends with 2 of the students when they were at Countryside High School. So they already have some connections, so it'll be a true exchange. All of these students are extremely accomplished and heavily involved in extracurriculars, including sports, band, academic leadership, and they have part-time jobs. So that's the reason a lot of them couldn't be here today. The students will travel June 21st to July 3rd. They will stay with host stay families and attend high school while in Nagano. I don't know if Indira wants to say anything, but we're really proud of her and to have her represent Clearwater. She's been a great student representative on this board. So thank you.
Great.
Congratulations to all of those students. Any comments? Congratulations, Indira. Thank you. Did you want to say anything? Okay. All right, then we will move to item 5, old business items. Are there any old business items for discussion? Okay, no, then we will move to item 6, the director's report.
So normally this is Stephanie, but I asked her if I could report on a couple of things. So I think the first would be you all need to vote for a new chair as Pam Benton is no longer on the board. Okay. Stephanie is currently acting as vice chair. Mr. Cantor did throw his hat in the ring to be chair. It's up to you ultimately, your decision.
I'll throw my hat in the ring.
Okay.
How many votes do we get each?
1 vote each.
Is this blind balloting or? I attend most of the events that our Sister Cities Incorporated puts on, and also when we can publicize it. So I think I will help the board by my inclusion within the bounds of our jurisdiction. There's my speech.
I'm fine staying as vice chair and not putting my hat in the ring for chair, just because of how busy I've become at work. So I have had to miss the last meeting, so.
Maybe.
And our other applicant is Rob, is that correct? Or,
Mr. Cantor just told me
Mr.
he was
Cantor.
interested, but it's, I think you need to make, somebody needs to make
Yeah, we need a
a
motion.
motion.
All right, so I'll make a motion to nominate Mr. Kelly as chair, since he's here.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's a landslide.
Passes. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Chair Kelly.
Congratulations. Mr. Kelly is the new chair.
Okay.
And we'll need a motion for the vice chair as well.
Oh.
Do you
Can I
still-
motion to stay as vice, okay, can't motion.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion for you to continue on as vice chair.
Is there a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about, the Mexican consulate in Orlando has invited the newly elected mayor rector to take part in a ribbon cutting at their trade show in Tampa this month. Last year, the vice mayor went and gave a speech. So we're still cultivating this relationship with Ixmiquilpan, and the consulate has tried to keep us involved with a lot of their events, so hopefully we will be represented at that event. We also had our mural festival, which is more at the Public Art and Design Board, but in the East Gateway neighborhood, which is highly populated with the Ixmiquilpan population. So a couple of the businesses, notably Ranchito de Pepe and Senor Bubbles, are owned by business owners who are whose families from Hidalgo. And on one of the murals on Ranchito de Pepe, it's a car, and he put in the license plate, Hidalgo license plate, as a nod to our sister city. So that was a really nice gesture. Also, on February 14th, city management, myself, and president of the Clearwater Sister Cities met with the Consulate General of the Japanese Consulate, Mr. Kazuhiro Nakai, and their cultural attaché, Kenichiro Irasawa. It was the first time Mr. Nakai had visited Clearwater. They were very interested in the history of our sister city relationship, and I can say they were quite impressed with the amount of exchanges that we do every year. So it was a really great meeting, and I think they'll be a valuable resource as we start diving into planning this delegation coming up in October. Lastly, I would like to give a big thank you to Pamela Benton. So she retired from the Pinellas County School Board in December. She held the seat of the Pinellas County School Board representative on this board for many years. She's been an integral part of our exchanges. She helps with orientation for the high school students. She really helped me coming into this role figure out what the responsibilities were with our sister city relationship. So we will miss her. There's big shoes to fill there. So we will have that school board rep seat open until it's filled by whoever they nominate. But thank you, Pamela Benton.
Can we give her a formal, I think they've done this in the past, a certificate or type of thank you, a formal?
She receives a letter, but we can do a certificate.
I feel like they did that for Candy when she came off of the advisory board.
Yeah. She's out of town, so maybe we'll wait until she's in town again.
Next one, okay.
And that's it for my director's report.
Usually I report under this as well for Clearwater Sister Cities, Inc. Major things coming up is that next week on Wednesday, we will be having our annual meeting. So if you are a member or if you still need to get your membership in, we encourage you to come. This is our main meeting of the year. We have most members come out to vote on our slate and talk about activities coming up for the year. Our students have completed 2 orientations and have 2 more to go for their trip. Our middle school students, we have 9 of them. They will be traveling from June 11th to June 23rd, so there will be some crossover when the high schoolers are there. I'm not sure how Nagano is incorporating that. They may be doing city days around the same time. And then we are looking at doing a fundraiser in the fall, which will also be a presentation as well. It's an opportunity for us to have the students come back together, talk about their trip in the fall, but also kick off the discussion of the 2025 trip, because you got to keep it rolling. Those are our current main updates from the citizen organization. Any questions or comments for Amber or myself?
I'm sorry.
Next item.
Sorry.
The next item, I think, is council members to be heard.
Which,
Okay.
number 7?
All right, then number 7, board members to be heard.
Okay. Where do we stand in relation to Mexico, in that relationship?
So this is a very new relationship. We are still working to figure out what we want that relationship to look like. 6 months is not a very long time when we look at it in the span of a 65-year relationship with Nagano. Because this is the delegation year, to be completely honest, like, I only have so much capacity. So I am planning an entire delegation for 40-plus people to go to Japan in October, plus we have middle school exchanges, high school exchanges, other things to worry about. So we're trying our best, to keep them involved and to be involved in things that they invite us to, and, things like that. And community organizations are welcome to come to these meetings and tell the community about what's going on, like the summer camps and things like that. That's not really our responsibility as a city. That's the organization's responsibility to do that. So that's where things stand at the moment. Still positive relationship.
Is it stalled, or is it anything planned in terms of communication?
We're in communication with the consulate all the time. I just spoke with them last week, but
Okay.
we don't have any trips planned or anything like that.
So I understand how the Ixmiquilican community is anxious to engage further and get this rolling, and I am as well. But it's hard to exercise patience. But we do have to acknowledge that our relationship with Japan took decades and decades and decades to get where it is right now. And it actually has been postponed, some of the activities, for many years. First it was COVID, and then it was the tsunami. And so I would like to see this relationship with the Hidalgo and the Ixmiquilican, I can't even say it today. Yes, sorry, I'm sorry. To sort of speed up, but we just have to exercise some patience. And I know that Amber is trying to do her best, and I think that we all are, and it's not going to be something that we're going to ignore, and I will continue to focus and make sure that it's not put on the back burner, but we also have to be realistic, right? We can't expect things that are just not feasible in the amount of time that we want. But I will keep the eye on the ball.
Okay.
From the Sister Cities Inc. perspective, a lot of what we have up, kind of what we promote or what we do is what we've been able to organize, which is typically 2 things a year. But as this relationship builds, as we hear about events, we'd be happy to share them with our members as well as on our social media platforms until we even figure out how we as a nonprofit fit into this piece of the puzzle to help support programs. But Amber, like you had mentioned, those list of items as events as you hear things, because you probably will hear about them before I do as the head of my nonprofit, it'd be helpful to hear that so that we can share that and even attend if it's an event that's open. I think the advisory board as a whole could probably, if we get those dates, consider how we can support individually for events that happen.
And I would ask maybe Juan to send that information to Sister Cities Inc. as well, just so we're both
Yes.
being in the loop.
And Juan, I'll email, we have his email, so I can reach out directly as well to ask.
Okay.
Any other comments, board members to be heard? No? Okay, then I believe we are adjourned.
Look it up.
That's
Order.
all right.